Hello people of the internet, this is Shaky Jake, and I really need a catchphrase. You are watching Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords, with the restored content modification. Previously on KotOR 2, we finished off with the Telos Citadel station. We helped out the Ithorians one more time, or, well, it was actually twice more we helped them out because they're pretty incompetent at what they do and always need us to defend them because they're a bit clingy. And they finally let us go with what we actually need to do, which is go to the Telos Restoration Zones. So I'm just switching weapons here because I can't open this door apparently. Let me just try it again. Oh, it's a security failure this time. I thought it said impossible. Can I actually open this? Oh, it's gone back to impossible. You're not supposed to do that, game. But anyway, let's just bash the door open. And there's nothing in here particularly, but you can talk to this guy here, whose name is Ithorian Bay Control. Apparently this guy is not worthy of a name. Does he actually say anything interesting? No, I'll be going now. Okay, so he serves no purpose whatsoever. As far as I can remember, he doesn't actually do anything within the context of this game. Even if you side with the one Duros brother on the smuggling side quest, I don't think he serves any purpose. The only other thing I want to show off before I go to the Telos Restoration Zones is this room down here where, again, if you side with the one Duros brother on the smuggling side quest, you break in here, you open this locker, which for us is empty, but if you sided with the Duros brother, this would actually be full of stuff that you would need for that side quest. And if Ithorian would come in, I think it's probably the dude from upstairs, you'd kill him and then that's it. So, now that we've done that, the only other thing I want to do is I want to get out of these really boring drab clothes that I've been wearing for the past few parts. So let's do that. There, doesn't that look so much better? Now I actually look like somebody who fought in a very important war in this time period of the Star Wars universe. I will probably be wearing this for the rest of the game, or the vast majority of the game. So for now what we're going to do is we're going to head to the Telos Restoration Zones, which I will be brutally honest about. It's my least favourite part of this game. And it's not because it's poorly made or anything, it's just I just find it dull. It's one of my least favourite parts of the game, if not my least favourite part of the game. And that's partly because of childhood nostalgia and childhood bias, because when I first played this game, I was so fed up with Telos that I just wanted to get off the planet and I just wanted my lightsaber, and I kept thinking, I'm going to get my lightsaber any time now. And then I didn't get my lightsaber, and it was just irritating. And it's one of the things that Obsidian did worse than BioWare. At least for me, I think they did worse. I actually felt like I earned my lightsaber in the first Knights of the Old Republic game. In this one, it feels like a chore to get, but that's another topic entirely. So let's leave the Citadel station, because we've been here for long enough. I've wasted your time a bit with this intro, but I wanted to make sure I covered everything. So, let's take the freighter to Restoration Zone 0031.
Citadel Station, this is Admiral Onasi of the Republic Cruiser Sojourn.
Admiral Onasi? This is Lieutenant Gren, TSF. We've been expecting you.
Gren, it's nice to know that TSF hasn't gone to shambles in my absence.
And how about you? An Admiral. You might change your tune after you see what the situation is like down here, Karth. I've got some bad news for you.
Well, it can't be that bad, Gren. I think Telos has already been through the worst.
The one you came all the way out here to pick up? Well, he managed to escape the station. We're not exactly sure how it happened.
Well, that's unfortunate, but luckily it still fits our plans.
Am I hearing this right?
I'll tell you more when I arrive, but the Republic has decided not to detain the exile and adopt a wait-and-see approach.
The exile? Then...
Like I said, we'll talk more when I arrive.
Looks like we will. I'm uploading the approach vector to you now. See you soon, Admiral.
Everyone hold on tight. We should be putting down in a few seconds. Grab onto something. This is about to get rough real fast.
That was a lot of cutscenes there.
Good to have you back, General.
My head feels like I've been ripped in half.
Easy now. You survived one spectacular crash. Lucky I was here to pull you and your friends out of that shuttle, or you'd be more than a little crispy. But it's only fair. I owe you more than one, General.
What are you talking about, General?
You must be in shock from the crash. Have to expect some long-term memory loss from that. Too bad he's not a droid, huh? We can't all be that lucky. I'll humor you, General. I was one of the Iridonian Mechanic Corps that was at Malachor. Bayadur, I can see how you'd forget me, being that I was the only one.
Surely if you were the only one, that would make you more unique and less forgettable. I don't know. I don't want to talk about the war.
I'll agree to that. The less said, the better. We all went through some tough times after Malachor, and maybe we all did a little forgetting. Guess that's one thing we've got better than droids. They can't forget anything. But then you give them a memory wipe and they forget for good.
How are the others?
They'll be fine. The pilot's more or less unharmed, and the old lady, well, she's tougher than she looks. You know, I never thought I'd see you again, General. Galaxy's a big place, and this is the last place I thought I'd bump into you. So I have to ask, just what are you doing here?
Obsidian's scriptwriters told me I had to be here. I'm looking for my ship. I was told I might be able to find it here.
Got some news for you, General. That shuttle of yours is done for. Scrap.
It wasn't that bad of a shit.
Well, this is familiar. Feels like my last time on Telos.
Crashed the shuttle that time, too?
Nope, Pazak.
That was not the most pleasant landing I've endured. Next time we should perhaps seek out a more reputable pilot.
You're welcome, Kreia. You know, if I weren't such a crack pilot, we could have hit the shield wall or one of those rock faces.
Yes, our current situation is a vast improvement.
Some of the dialogue between Atton and Kreia always cracks me up. What shot us down exactly?
Beats me. No one's supposed to be here but a Zerka research team. I can't say they'd be happy to see us, but shooting us down? I can't imagine Zerka having us shot down by a bunch of scientists either. You know, I caught a glimpse of what looked like an AD tower when we flew over the compound.
Why would a research station have an air defense tower?
Maybe they're doing something they shouldn't be. I've seen pirate bases with the same sort of setup.
Let's go. We need to find our ship.
I can help you find it. I have access to the shield network. I came hoping to repair whatever damage your shuttle took, but not even I can fix that wreck.
It's not a wreck, it's a project you can build upon. It's only got a little bit of smoke, it's fine, we can pilot it again. So what do we do?
We'll have to get back to the compound. It's the old Ithorian research station, turned into a salvage team staging area. It won't be an easy hike.
Why not?
First, there's a mercenary pursuit team looking for me. If Zerka secure the compound, there could be a lot of them out there. Second, there's all the Kennex.
You mean like the ones that are directly behind you? Looking for you? Maybe we shouldn't have you along.
You need my help. How else are you going to get into the shield network?
As you said, I have a fairly capable pilot and I have a capable old woman at my side. Hey, I'm not such a bad slicer myself.
Trust me. There's no way you're going to slice into the shield network. Just leave it to me.
Let's get going then.
That's the plan.
Okay, so we've gained a new party member for the first time since Paragus, which, when you think about it, is actually quite a long time from when you actually get party members in comparison to the first game at this point. So, Bayadur has joined the party. He possesses the special ability to rend and destroy force fields. Rend is a very strange word, okay. Uses shield breaker ability in combat to disrupt enemy shields. So, we have to have Bayadur with us, and he's got a unique class in the form of the tech specialist, which I will explain about in a moment. Normally at this point I would take Kreia with me, however I believe Atton may have 1 or 2 extra lines of dialogue, at least initially, so I'm going to take him for now, and then I'm going to switch him out for Kreia. So, this is Bayadur, one of the less developed characters in this game. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean, it's just because KotOR was the victim of incomplete writing, because his character sort of goes off the rails towards the end of the game and he sort of gets forgotten about. But he's one of those characters that I used to hate when I first played this game. I thought he was pointless, I thought he was redundant, I didn't think he was that interesting. But if you actually talk to him, he is actually somewhat interesting and compelling from the point of view of he's one of the few characters who actually knew your character before the start of the game. So KotOR is actually quite light-sided initially, and compared to Atten, that definitely seems to be the case. Now, the Tech Specialist is a very good class that I think is underrated, because it's the best skills related class in the game other than Scoundrel and possibly Jedi Sentinel as second or third choices, and Jedi Watchman and Sith Assassin, you know, all the skill classes. But the Tech Specialist is purely designed to be a skill class. So if we level KotOR up, because yes, I am going to level him up. I know he's one of those characters you might not want to level up initially, but I'm going to do so for the sake of the playthrough. And the recommended gives him everything in skills wise, but let me just double check. Yeah, it almost gives him everything, but I do not want to give him treat injury or stealth because they're not class skills. So we'll go for computer use, demolitions, repair, security, awareness, and there we go. We can just fill up his class skills. He doesn't necessarily need the others. So let's just level him up a few times and see what the recommended attribute is. Dexterity, a bit of an interesting choice because we want him to be unarmed or have a sword at least. I think I'm actually going to keep him unarmed this time because I never play around with unarmed builds and I want to try it out. So let's give him some extra intelligence because that will at least give him a few more skill points to play with, and having 16 intelligence will be amazing for a character, let's be honest. So we've now got 7 skill points we can use, and I can actually start building up stealth, which is nice because I do actually want stealth for this part of the game just because KotOR would actually be useful to have it. Feats, yeah, well, let's get Master Gearhead for him, that makes complete sense. And then level him up again, do the same build, and there we go. So I'm going to keep him unarmed for a bit because I like that idea. And I'm going to give him some shields. I'll give him some energy shields for now. Those will do. Implants. Reflex. -1 when unarmed is not great. You can wear Zerka gloves because even though you hate Zerka, they are genuinely useful. The Zerka utility belt. That's what I actually want to wear. So I'm going to put that on before I forget. Stealth field generator for KotOR, at least for now. And I can have the Zerka utility belt. And I'm actually going to switch my guns out for something a little bit cooler. So I'm going to go for... Well, there's some droids around, so I will actually have an ion-based weapon, I think. I'm going to go for... Yeah, we'll go for this gun here and Benox Blaster. So this will be our first dual wielding build, and we're probably not fully equipped for dual wielding yet, but I'm going to try it anyway because that's the eventual build I want to be, because I haven't mentioned it much, but I am going to be a gunslinger by the end of the game. No lightsabers are going to be used by my main character whatsoever. Everybody else can use lightsabers, just not me. So let's try and take these Canucks out. Okay, we got a few hits off, that's good.
More where that came from.
And I want to see how KotOR actually does unarmed, because supposedly he has some bonuses related to his arm, which, you know, makes sense. And he's leveled up again. We've just leveled you up several times and you've already leveled up. Oh, and because we haven't got Kreia with us, the experience gains will be a little bit slower. And there we go. Now, Telos as the Restoration Zones, I did say earlier that it was one of my least favourite parts of the game. And I still stand by that 13, 14 years later, because Telos, as I've said before, is very dragged out to me. I feel as if it slows the pace of the actual plot down considerably. and I'm not a huge fan of it, so I like to get through this as quick as possible. But I also remember the first time I ever played this game, I constantly died to the point where I was turned off by the game for at least 2 or 3 hours because I just sucked at it that much at the time. So we want to explore the restoration zones a little bit, but before we do, let's take these guys out because we can test KotOR's. Oh.
Right where we need to go. That sentry droid probably spotted us already.
Great.
They were probably looking for me when they saw your shuttle go down.
We could try handing the Zabrak over. You know, bargaining chip?
Who do you think shot you down in the first place?
Good point. Forget I said anything.
Okay, that's why I brought Atten along, because those lines wouldn't exist if you had KotOR with you. You'd have the whole, there's a sentry droid over there and it spotted us line, but you wouldn't have any of the nice interplay between Atten and KotOR. And one thing I've noticed is actually they have really good chemistry, despite the fact they've only just met. They do actually have a pretty good chemistry. So, KotOR, let's test this theory about your arm being able to break energy shields. So go for this guy. Right, that didn't really break the shield, did it? And you're about to die. That's a bit of a problem. Right, I need to give you all the skills, and we'll go for stealth one last time, and we'll switch back to my character. KotOR is likely going to die. Yeah. And again, that was another reason why I didn't like KotOR. He pretty much sucks in terms of combat. At least initially he sucks at combat. And Atten's not doing too well here either. Right, you need to lose your shield desperately because this is annoying now. And I know I'm not using the best strategy against him because he's still got a shield on. Oh, Atten's dead. Lovely. I probably need to switch to a sword for a bit. Right, let's try this again. Thanks for that. And Atten will come back to life because of his ability, which is nice. Why are you missing? Come on. Please hit. Right, this isn't working. Can you switch to a gun? It'd be nice if you could switch to a gun. Right, this guy is pretty powerful despite the fact he should be an easy NPC to take out. Why are you being such a dick? Right, come on. Right, Flurry's not the best attack here because I'm not trained in Flurry. Let's just keep doing this. I know I should... Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, focus on that and I've got a great idea. No, don't run back. You dick. You actually foresaw that I had a strategy. Don't do that. And don't you dare use med packs. Right, we almost got it. Thank you. That was really irritating. Force Pike, I usually give that to KotOR when he has weapons, but again, I'm trying to experiment with KotOR's arm, so we're not doing that yet.
I hear you.
Atten, you need a shield. I've still got one on. And yeah, let's attack the droid. Hopefully without shooting at the ground. I love how these two guys genuinely don't care and they're just letting us do stuff. Oh, now they care. Okay, fine. And let's get rid of this droid, hopefully. Anytime now. There we go. I've leveled up. I will save that for a moment. And I'm going to... Yeah, let's use a frag grenade, because I don't use many grenades. Took some health off, which is lovely. Force deflection's really good in this instance. Oh, we're about to die. Level up. That was a well-timed level up. I'm going to use... Awareness makes sense here, I think, because of the... Actually, you know what? No. Demolitions. Okay, so we got a lightsaber form, which is pointless because we're not going to use lightsabers at all. And even when I did use lightsabers in this game, I never actually used lightsaber forms. I know people are going to complain at me, go, you never played this game properly, and yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I'm going to go for Force Shield, and then I'm going to say okay. Because at the moment we are light-sided. I don't know if that's going to remain, because I could completely change my mind in the next few parts, depending on how I roleplay as this character. Alright, come on, please actually shoot him, because Atton's doing most of the work here. There we go, we got the killing blow at least. Now, let's get KotOR back to life and pick up some remains if there are any, and there are. Lovely. Dark Jedi Knight robe. Why have you got a Dark Jedi Knight robe? You are not a Jedi Knight. Now, let's go over here, because I believe KotOR has some dialogue here. And there's a lot of mines.
What's going on?
Right. Who has the best demolition skill? Because I'm pretty sure it's KotOR. Yes, he does. Okay. Let's disable some mines then.
Hidden caches. We should be on the lookout for more of these. They could come in handy.
Okay, thank you for that contribution, Atton. I believe if you don't have Atton with you, KotOR says the line of dialogue instead. You get 2 instances where that happens, so when I switch Atton out for Kreia, then KotOR will presumably take over for the other bit of dialogue, which will allow for a bit more variation at least. Let's recover some mines so we can sell those later on, or potentially use them. We may actually have to use them in this level because the Telos Restoration Zones are pretty difficult if you don't know what you're doing. And if you don't build your characters up correctly, like I actually haven't built my Exile very well, to be honest, because I've been all over the place with getting feats I don't necessarily need other than OCD playing up. So yeah, my Exile isn't really best suited for dual wielding right now. So I am actually going to change that, and I'm going to switch back to my heavy mining laser. There we go. I really do need to build up my my 2 weapon fighting. The problem with having a Jedi Consular is I can't select feats very often, unless if I decided to download a mod to make it easy, but we're not going to do that. Right, there's another droid here.
Droid. The mercenaries must be using them to locate us. There's probably another patrol nearby.
I love that my character just stood completely in the way of the droid in question. Anyway, here we go. Oh, we got a good shot off there. Well done, me. Ah, yes, much better. And KotOR took that out like a champ. Well done. Now, are the criminals going to appear? Yes, they are. Good. So, before we do anything, I need to heal us a lot. There we go. Let's put some shields on.
I hear you.
And what I'm going to do is I will actually change to KotOR so he doesn't run through these mines, because that could happen. Oh good, we didn't expect to see you again either, because in the original release of this game, this side quest was bugged and the 2 criminals didn't always trigger properly and they didn't always appear properly in this part of the game. Thankfully the restoration mod has fixed that. I was just thinking the same thing. And you seem happy to see me, to be fair.
Wait, bounty? Why is there a bounty on your head?
Because the plot demands it, KotOR. That is what Obsidian dictated when they came up with this game. It's a long story, KotOR. And if you want to find out more, just watch the previous 10 parts or however many parts we've done so far.
I don't think so. You'll have to come through me if you want to take the general.
Okay, that was a slightly awkward delivery towards the end there when General came up. But anyway, if you've noticed, KotOR's favourite word is General. He loves saying it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to focus on the Rodian with our 2 gunslingers, assuming Atton can actually aim, because it doesn't seem like he can. Okay, fine. So I'm going to play as KotOR for a few seconds, and we're just going to go past the mines and rush them.
More where that came from.
Actually, KotOR's not too bad at unarmed fighting. Oh, don't run. Okay, fine, you can take this guy then. No, why are you running back through the mines? Stop it. No, don't disable the mines. Focus on the... Oh, I'm dead. Okay.
I hear you.
That's what I get for not playing. Oh my god, really? That's what I get for not playing as me. Okay, yeah, we'll do it the cheap way. Why not? Okay, Atten, you have to survive this. Atten, you have to hit it. Thank you. I don't know why I'm doing so bad. And why has this bug come back? Are you being serious, game? I hate this bug where I have to click on the party member's portrait. This shouldn't even be coming up at this stage of the game. Right, Rodian, you're going to die. Okay, they have much better stats than me,
Where that came from.
it seems. Although we did get a good hit off there. There we go, right. So our journal's been updated because we've killed the escaped criminals. So the next time we go to the Telos Citadel station, which won't be for a while, we can go and get the credits for those kills. Or the one kill rather, because you don't get paid twice for killing them basically. Theodore, if you could do your thing and recover some mines. And then what I'll do is I will heal us up and then switch Atten out for Kreia, because Kreia has some unique lines of dialogue here. And my phone's going notification crazy at the moment, which is a bit annoying, but oh well, it does happen from time to time. I do actually have people that want to contact me. It does happen. And yeah, right, so that's us healed up. Let's get rid of Atten and bring Kreia back. And Kreia will actually be more useful for the battles here. It's a shame we can't kick Theodore out because, you know, it's Theodore. As I said earlier, I don't mind Theodore that much. I used to hate him years ago, but, you know, he's not exactly one of the strongest party members to take with you from a combat scenario. So what's in this bag? Chemicals. That was a beautiful waste of time. And one thing I do like about the Odyssey engine is it does actually make water quite nice. It renders water quite nice, and the sea here looks beautiful. It's a shame you don't see this very often in this engine, because it does. I think it genuinely looks nice. So the reason you want Kreia with you is because she has a unique line of dialogue along the seafront, but we'll wait for her to trigger. Yes, come to me, little cannon. And yeah, we are using a gun right by the actual Canuck in question, which isn't wise, but whatever. Kreia and Theodore took care of it. So, Kreia, you going to talk to me yet? Or is it later on?
I always feel a sense of calm when I walk the surface of Telos. The Ithorians are truly amazing in their work.
The force is strong here. Whether Chodo and his herd has anything to do with that is another matter. Can you feel anything?
A whisper, perhaps, like the breeze through the grass.
That is good. As a breeze may swiftly turn to a gale, you are slowly beginning to be reopened to the force.
Quiet. There's a large mercenary patrol up ahead. If we move carefully along the perimeter, we may be able to get by without their spotting us. We could cross along the shore, or head along the cliffs to the south.
And it doesn't matter what dialogue option you pick, because you dictate it anyway, regardless. Let's just get going. Okay, so Kreia gives you an extra line of dialogue there if you have her with you. If you have Atten, he doesn't contribute anything. So it is interesting that this part of the game is sort of designed for every party member in mind, but because of the limitations of the engine, you can only pick 3 party members at once. Well, 2 party members plus your main character. I do feel sometimes in this game it would have been better if you could have had 4 characters to play as. So you would have had you, at this point, you would have had you, Kreia, Atten and Theodore. Because there are certain points in this game where it feels like it's designed for more than 3 characters, but whatever, let's move on. I always kill everything here because it's good experience. And yes, I'm stupid for using rapid shot. I should just be doing regular attacks for now. Because I gimped my character leveling up, because I did that deliberately to make the game just a little bit more tricky. Although it doesn't really help that Theodore and Kreia aren't doing the best right now. Hopefully they don't run off to try and kill anything else. How are you missing this much? Jesus. Right. I love how the Canucks are just walking right by these mercenaries and not attacking them. I find that unintentionally funny. There's a Dedithorian here, but you can't do anything with him, so let's just open this. Right. See, this doesn't look too bad. I actually don't mind how the Telos Restoration Zones look. I just find this part of the game quite dull. But the plan for this part is to play through all of this, even if it takes me longer than it should. And then the second half of the Restoration Zone we will play through in the next part. My intention is to try and finish Telos off within 2 or 3 parts, no more than 3 ideally, because I want to take a break from this for a bit, because it's the time of year where games are coming out more often than they should be. So I already have Red Dead Redemption 2 on pre-order, and by the time I upload this I will have played some of it. The Spider-Man DLC is out, and I had some problems installing that Spider-Man DLC, which I'll go into shortly. And then there's potential other games that are coming out, so if I decide to buy Pokemon Let's Go, that will no doubt take up some time. And there's Lego DC Supervillains, which I haven't bought or anything, because I still haven't finished off with Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. But I do want to get it at some point. Now, with the Spider-Man DLC, it came out a couple of days ago based on when I'm recording this. And I pre-ordered the DLC about a month ago. I bought the entire season pass for all the DLC content. And I figured it'd be like Steam, it would just install this content as and when it was released. But no, what I had to do was some weird workings out, because for some reason I loaded the game up, I couldn't access the DLC. I couldn't download the DLC I had bought from the store, it would just bug out, so I couldn't do that. I tried everything I could think of on the PS4. I tried restoring the licenses, I tried booting the game up several times, I tried resetting the PS4 several times, and when I say reset I don't mean factory reset, I mean just resetting it. And then I tried a few other things, and it didn't work, and I was confused when I looked at the add-ons that I had, because it said I had the heist. Well, it didn't say I had the heist, it said the heist, and it said £6.49 or however much it was, and I was thinking, I'm not paying for content I've bought. But anyway, it took me over a day, because I'm this stupid, it took me a day to realise what I was supposed to do in order to get the content I had paid for, was I had to go on the heist, on the Spider-Man the Heist DLC on the PlayStation Store. I then had to download it, because when you put a price in front of a download, that implies that you're about to buy it. So I think it's really poor user interface design from Sony's perspective to confuse consumers like that, and I'm one of those consumers who got really confused. So I pressed download, but then it was asking me for my details again. And I'm thinking, why on earth are you asking me for details? Unless if you're making me buy this again. But anyway, eventually I decided, you know what, screw it, I'll risk it. And then it turned out that's all I had to do. I had to download this content that I already owned, but it had a price in front of it, implying I didn't. I don't know, it's so bad. It's so poorly designed.
Yes.
I'm never pre-ordering DLC for the PS4 ever again. That's what I'm saying. I was really off-put by it. So let's boost ourselves up. I don't know why I'm not making Kreia do this, because she'd have more force points. But anyway, there we go. Hopefully we can take these guys out. Ignore the Canuck. Oh, we pretty much annihilated that dude. See, it's all about planning when it comes to combat. Although Kreia is losing health pretty much, so let's heal her up. Right, we're not doing too bad actually. We're doing better than we were earlier, so I apologise for the poor gameplay on my part earlier, because now we're kicking ass. I say we're kicking ass, they're throwing grenades at us. Let's heal. Oh my god, they're actually spamming grenades! I don't remember that ever happening in the first game, apart from Bendak Starkiller.
silence.
And yeah, there's a lot of combat on this part of the game, or in this part of the game I should say, which can get quite dull if you're not into combat in these types of games. Okay, heal. Heal, because Krea's losing health. And I'm almost out of force points, so Krea's going to need to do some work now with the force. At least we're taking these mercenaries out quite nicely. Lovely. Do they have any remains? Do they have any remains? I don't think they do. Oh, how did you slip by, actually? That's not fair. You shouldn't have slipped past us. Right, well, let's take you out. You will see Canucks quite a lot on one of the later planets in the game, so this isn't the last time you'll see them. In fact, that's another criticism I have about the Telos Restoration Zone, or zones. It's very similar to a planet you eventually visit later on in the game, and it's a nice aesthetic, don't get me wrong. After seeing loads of grey, this is actually quite pleasant to look at, but it's a bit unfortunate that there's another planet with a similar aesthetic. And one of the things I think the first Knights of the Old Republic game did so well is all of its environments were pretty diverse. I can't really think of any environments that were too similar to each other particularly. But anyway, let's take some Canucks out and miss at point blank range.
Take him down.
I am slowly coming around to KotOR being unarmed though. It actually fits in with the character he's meant to be. So let's take this Canuck out and we'll heal whilst we're waiting. Oh, the remote occasionally gets some hits off as well. And he's only had a bit of damage, which is... Oh, this remote, before I forget, this remote is KotOR's personal remote. Every time you take KotOR with you, that remote also comes. And if you have any droids in your party, such as T3M4, if we ever see him again, if you ever have T3M4 or any other droids in your party, the remote can eventually heal those droids up in the middle of battle, which is quite useful. I've never tried it, but that's what the game tells me at certain points. Right, let's pick everything up. Durastyle heavy armor. Can we give that to KotOR? Because he actually does need some armor. I want him in something a bit more interesting. We could just be really harsh and give him Mandalorian. You could give him a Mandalorian combat suit, but that's the equivalent of making somebody who's really uncomfortable with something wear the very thing they don't like. Sith battle suit is... Oh, look how much dexterity that has. Can I wear that? Can I actually wear that? No, I can't. If I upgraded my armor, I could, but yeah, I mean, KotOR. You could actually wear this, because this would give you so much dexterity, but this has more defense. Let's see how you look in this for a bit. Okay, no, this is a bit too Galdy. Let's put the Sith battle suit on. That's better. I gotta say, that first one looked a lot worse in this than it did in the actual pause menu. Right then, so there should be another weapons cache or hidden cache somewhere around here. So let's have an explore. Yep, there we go. So, KotOR, I'm going to switch over to you. I think that was the other reason why I wasn't a big fan of KotOR originally as well. His arm. And I know that sounds really wrong, but KotOR's character design always felt a little bit off for Star Wars. I don't know if it's just me. I know he's supposed to be the same species as Darth Maul, or at least another variant of Darth Maul's species, but I always thought that the whole repulsor arm thing, it looked as if it came from a completely different sci-fi franchise that wasn't Star Wars. I don't know why. I mean, considering Krea has no hand, and she never gets this hand upgraded, you know, her missing hand. She just walks around with the one hand and then the other one's just loppy or whatever. Considering Krea hasn't got a replacement hand, and then KotOR has this repulsor arm, it just seems a bit out of place. I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but I always thought KotOR's arm was a bit out of place in this universe. Right, please don't interrupt whilst I'm recovering mines. Maybe you won't talk, actually, because Atom did it earlier. But either way, KotOR, as I said, use him for the stuff he's good at, like picking up mines. And the reason I've given him stealth is going to become very clear in a couple of minutes, once I've picked all this
The
up.
mercenaries have at least 2 hidden caches like this. We should keep our eyes open.
Yes, I know, KotOR. We've already been to the first one, so this is the second one. I don't think there's any more, but whatever. Right, we've got some good gear here. So, hyper-adrenaline. Okay, that gives us more dexterity. Right, you know what? I'm actually going to have that, and then KotOR can have the Zerka utility belt once I am done with the actual... well, once he's done with the stealth field generator, because he's only going to use it temporarily. Right. He might not get away with this, because this is KotOR, but we will try. And I should stop bashing KotOR. He isn't that bad. He's not the worst party member in the game, by all means. Oh no, when the worst party member of the game comes along, you'll know, because I will whinge about that character more than is probably healthy. Okay, so here, what the game likes to do is give you 2 warnings. At least I think it gives you 2 warnings. Let's find out.
Minefield ahead. We can pick our way through, or take the time to disarm some and clear a path.
Okay, so that's your first warning. Now let's see if the second warning comes up. I'm going to turn solo mode on, and I'm going to hide my character and Kreia over here. Because this is one of the few times where stealth is actually useful. And I know I'm probably underrating stealth here, but I actually think stealth is not that useful.
Shortly.
Oh, does the other warning not come up? I thought there used to be a warning that said warning minefield ahead. Maybe that's been removed. I don't know. But anyway, both me and both KotOR and the remote are now invisible, which is quite a nice touch. Oh, KotOR! KotOR! Okay, new plan. Investing in stealth was pointless. What I'm going to do is run through the minefield, take these droids out, and then I should have put a shield on, shouldn't I? Okay, that was useless. Kreia, can you go stealthy now? Actually, we'll wait until we get closer. Okay, well, investing in stealth for KotOR was pointless. Oh, I should have invested in treat injury. Oh well. So, what I can't remember is if the remote helps us whilst we're not KotOR. It doesn't appear like he does. Okay, I need a shield on desperately. There we go. I'm too afraid to use Force Lightning in case it... Oh no, it doesn't get rid of the mines. Good. Okay, that's one. Oh, don't run through that, Kreia, because I want KotOR to recover these. There's still one more area for the exterior restoration zones before we can end this part, so this might be quite long. Yeah, missing was not great, Kreia. Come on. There we go. Now then, let's... Actually, we don't need to backtrack because we're in solo mode. So I'm going to move my character up. At least we have regenerating health, so I don't have to completely worry about things. KotOR, if you can do some mine recovery, that would be good. So investing in stealth for KotOR was a complete waste of time. Lovely. Should have gone for treat injury. But fortunately, his demolition skill is very nice. And we could sell all of these for some pretty good cash. Don't know why the combat music is still playing considering we're not in combat, but okay. I was reading a thread the other day, whilst I'm recovering mines. I was reading a thread the other day about how you should talk when you're recording Let's Plays. It was a very interesting thread. It was on a subreddit for Let's Plays, you know, very predictable that. But anyway, so I was reading this thread and people were saying monotone voices are bland and boring and they're not very nice to listen to. I can see that because I haven't got the most overly energetic voice ever, but I don't mind my voice. voice. I think it works in the context of what I do. I don't want to be one of those people that shouts and screams at everything I do, because I feel that's... I would actually find that worse personally than just somebody talking through it, and even if they've got a monotone voice, I would rather have that than someone going, "Oh my god, look at this! Look how much fun I'm having! Why is this happening? Why am I dead?" I'd hate all that. And you can see how obnoxious and grating that could be for long periods of time. And believe me, I have been subscribed to people who do talk like that when they record games. Anyway, let's move on to the next area, the Zerka excavation sites. This area was the bane of my existence when I first played this game, and you'll see why when I eventually get there. Now, we've got an area with some droids.
Droid ahead. We've been spotted again. We're close to the compound, so they'll be getting ready for us.
Bayador, do you have to keep pointing out the obvious? We're not that blind, we can see what's going on. Anyway, let's... I don't think Atten has any unique dialogue here, but I'm going to turn solo mode on again. Bayador, we're not going to use you this time because you are pretty fragile, so... Kreia. Nice force lightning hit there. Lovely.
Let's go.
But yeah, I personally don't like to shout through my Let's Plays. The other thread I read as well was, how often should you talk during a recording? I found this quite funny because most of the commenters in the thread were basically saying, you should always talk. If you have dead air, it's the worst thing ever, and people will not watch your videos and it will be terrible. And then other people, who I agreed with in this instance, would say things like, some dead air is good, because it gives your audience time to reflect, time to think, time to get a break from your voice, because it can be quite difficult to hear the same voice speaking over and over again. And with dead air, if it really is that bad, you can just edit it out. It's not as if editing software doesn't exist. I use editing software all the time. And if there's an area where nothing interesting or nothing good is happening, at least to me personally, then I will edit it out. And sometimes I will keep the moments of dead silence, because with a game like Knights of the Old Republic 2, for example, having dead air is good when the characters are talking. I feel guilty when I talk over the characters in this game because they say interesting things. In fact, 85% of the time the characters are saying interesting things. So it depends on the game. I could get away with it in Spyro the Dragon, for example, or I could get away with talking all the time with Small Soldier Squad Commander when I played that. I don't need to talk all the time for Knights of the Old Republic or Knights of the Old Republic 2, because they are very story-driven games, they're very character-driven, their narratives can be quite complex, especially in the sequel's case. But I think talking all the time is off-putting. So I personally like to give it a bit of a balance. Anyway, let's move on and talk to these people over here. Or this person, I should say. They did work. They killed Bayador. I believe this Twi'lek actually has a unique voice. My warbots, that's cute. Okay, we don't want to use destroy or disable droid here because that will probably get rid of the mines. So, solo mode I want on. Kreia, I want you to head towards them. And we'll keep an eye on Bayador as well. Right, you need to go as soon as possible. Bayador, put a shield on, otherwise you will die. Apparently my character's being grenaded, which isn't great. Can you take the shield out, please? And what I might do... Actually, I'll be on heal duty. I will be on heal duty because it makes sense for me to be. And then we'll... Oh! Actually stunned me. Well done, game. Okay, one of the droids is out. I like how the enemies actually use strategy at Telos. This is why I found it difficult years ago. Because they actually use strategy and they actually use grenades. And I'm still stunned.
Let me handle this.
Okay, she's dead anyway, so that's good. a very minor character who gets some dialogue for some reason, but she's dead. And she has a good shield, so let's pick that up. And KotOR, if you can get back to mine recovery, please. We can make a killing on the black market selling all these mines. How many have we got, actually? Minor frag mine. 23. So we'll have about 25 by the end of this, which is lovely. Right. When it comes to this game, the next bit in question, the first time I ever played this game, I sucked at because I kept dying constantly. The enemies were really tough. Their AI was surprisingly smart compared to the average KotOR AI. And it was very odd. But anyway, let's not switch weapons. That was a misclick. Let's turn solo mode off. I'm going to make a save for the first time in a while because this next bit can be quite difficult. Let's go then, shall we? Let's head down. And there's a way I normally play this now, and I'm going to try and do it again. So we have these 4 guys here, but there's more than just the 4 of them. If it was just these 4 guys, it wouldn't be a problem, but these guys are pretty much everywhere, so let's take it slow.
There's the landing pad. There should be a computer terminal I can access from there. Looks like we're going to have to fight our way there, though.
Look sharp. What do we have here? The Jedi. Saves us the trouble of looking for you. Corin Fault did say you were dangerous. Maybe he does know what he's talking about.
Corin Fault, the guy that told us about taking B4D4 and had some pretty perverted interests around Jano Lorso. I'll kill him the next time I see him. He was right. Who are you?
Fault hired me to keep everyone out of the Restoration Zone. You in particular.
You've done a miserable job of it so far.
We'll see. You may have caught a few of my boys off guard, but let's see how you fight now, Jedi. Attack!
Let's plan this as best as possible. So I'm going to actually spam a couple of grenades first, because we don't use grenades that often, let's be honest. And KotOR, if you can stun some people, there we go. And then we can get a good start on our enemies. KotOR's really good at stunning people, so let's do that. Now, what the party member AI likes to do is it likes to run towards other enemies, like that. So, KotOR, please don't be an idiot. KotOR, do not be an idiot. Right, you guys need to stay up here. I'm actually going to turn solo mode back on because this can be annoying. The remote's going to head off, but that's fine. From here, KotOR can now go back and deal with everyone. Okay, ignore them. We're going to take these guys out very slowly because you want to plan this as best as possible. And most of the enemies down here use alternative heads that you could have selected at the beginning of the game. It's very eerie. I don't know why both BioWare and Obsidian made that a thing, unless if it was just reusing assets for the sake of it. But it is very disorientating sometimes, particularly if you pick a head that's normally picked and then you see it being used in a different context. Because I have seen that before with certain characters in this game. Okay, KotOR needs some backup, so I'm going to... Ooh, let's pick up some remains. Disruptor rifle. Is the disruptor rifle good for shields? It's fully upgradable, so that actually might be better than what we currently have. Let's try it, actually. Let's try the disruptor rifle, because I've never used this before. It actually looks pretty nice as well. So we've run out of shields. Right, I'm going to slowly bring everyone over here.
I hear you.
Okay, KotOR, I need you to attack this guy. KotOR, I need you to go in and help. And put a shield on before you die, because you're very fragile. Man, these guys really like throwing grenades. Okay, run. Heal. There we go. And I'm going to force Scream. Baodor's probably going to die if he's not careful. Although we are taking these guys out quite well. Baodor's arm is helping us here. That's right, focus on me. Do not use a med pack.
Focus.
We've leveled up again, which is quite nice. I think that's twice in the same part, actually. Okay, so this is where we're meant to go, but at the moment we can't get in there because we haven't actually disabled what we need to. I think if we tried to go there, Baodor just tells us, no, you can't do that, so we won't. For now. Although I am going to try it just to see if he does say anything. So let's level up. Oh, we got a full one this time. Attributes, skills, feats, powers. Good. Attributes. Let's see. Strength would probably be good, actually, considering how terrible we are with swords. But we're not going to use swords eventually. I'm going to go for dexterity, because, you know, being a gunslinger, it makes sense. And then the 4 points, let's put them into awareness. I do need to... No, not awareness. No, actually, I've already put awareness off. I can get repair some other time. Okay, 2-weapon fighting. Yes, I need that desperately. This means I'll have less of a penalty. Right, force heal, yes, or improved heal, which used to be the highest level of heal in the first game, but now it's the second highest. And force redirection, both of them. No, hold on. Oh, there's too many good powers I could use here, because Destroy Droid would actually be useful for the next part of the game. Right, you know what? Heal and Destroy Droid, those will be more useful. I can save this and this for later on, and I can save this for later on. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Let's go.
So let's pick up what we need. Baodor, if you can recover more mines. I really did underrate mines in the Knights of the Old Republic games when I was a kid. In terms of, I never recovered them, but you could actually make some pretty good money off them. Can we actually go in here, or does Baodor actually tell us off?
Where are you going? We need to check out the computer console up on the landing pad, not go exploring some abandoned military facility.
Baodor is the ultimate backseat gamer. No, you don't do that because you haven't done this yet. And I love how he's like, let's not explore some old facility. Dude, that's where we have to go. There's some more stuff we can get from here. Okay, Mandalorian heavy armor. Again, if we made Baodor have heavy armor as a feat, we could be evil and make him wear Mandalorian armor, but we won't. Right, I'm going to turn solo mode off, and I'm going to hope we do not die, because that would be lovely.
What is it?
Again, if this was 13 years ago, I'd have been dying on this part constantly. Thanks for the heal me that I didn't tell you to do. Or was that Kreia? One of us healed each other. Okay, good Destroy Droid here. And my party members have leveled up. So I believe Atom will have also leveled up. So once I've finished here, I will quickly switch out. Awesome, they're dead. Now, I think does Atten have some lines here? Let me double check. So I am actually going to see. Okay, Atten's leveled up, so let's do that. Right, I probably should have just trusted Atten as my demolition / stealth mule. I will upgrade everything. Sneak attack 6. I almost forgot how to read Roman numerals then. Good. And we want... What do we want actually? Master toughness would be useful. I'm trying to decide whether to build Atten as a swords character or a gun character, because guns would make more sense, but swords would be better for late game. He doesn't have dueling or 2-weapon fighting, which is interesting. You know what? 2-weapon fighting for Atten. I don't normally go for it, but I'm actually going to try it for once. Okay, there we go. And Baodor, you just get everything again. And we'll focus on treat injury this time instead. Feats, I want you to have... Do you not actually have Oh, you do have swords, but you can only get... Okay, that's really bad, actually. You can only get 1 weapon proficiency in swords, but then the game's trying to indicate you should be a gun character based on the extra feats, but then he doesn't have enough dexterity to warrant it. That's poor game design. I mean, I could get him treat injury as a cross-class skill, but we'll leave that for now. Toughness. You do actually need toughness, so let's do that. Okay, let's see if Atana has any lines here, because I can't remember if he does or not.
Hopefully I'll be able to access the shield network from this console.
Yeah, he's actually entering data in.
Good. It's functional, and my passcodes still work. Now let's find your ship.
The TSF said the Ebon Hawk wasn't at any sanctioned landing site. What makes you think you can find it?
The TSF probably thinks the ship was put down in the wastes, but they don't know the planet as well as I do. Telos' atmosphere has been turned into acidic vapor. Landing a ship in the wastes would be like sealing it in a hangar full of hungry Minocs.
I'd say there's probably an illegal landing site somewhere then.
So that means there's probably an unsanctioned landing site somewhere on the planet. Still shielded, but not a restoration zone or other listed facility. That's why I need access to the shield network.
Okay, that's fair. And Atten does have a line here.
Here, a small anomaly in the shield network's power grid. I'm not surprised the TSF didn't spot this. It's subtle, more like an error or random flux than anything suspicious.
What is it?
It looks like power is being drawn to generate a shield over a small area in the polar region, but nothing should be down there. Orbital cameras show nothing, just an empty mesa.
How are we going to get to the polar region?
That's a little tougher. According to the computer, a shuttle is currently docked inside the research facility. At least there was at last report, though that was months ago.
So we don't know that the shuttle will still be there, or working.
I don't, but that's not going to stop me. I'm getting back to Citadel if I have to build a new ship myself.
That's decided then. We should get going.
There's one other small problem. Recently, Zerka teams that were sent into the military facility have not been coming out. But it's not as though we have any choice.
Give them time. If they want to come out in their own time, Baedor, let them. Let's go. Okay, so we got a journal entry which we will look at next time, because I want to level up Kreia before I forget, and then we'll end it there, because the plan for the next part is to go inside the military facility and try and find a ship to try and get to the polar region. And I'll go for improved energy resistance. So I will leave it there for now, because I want to play some Spider-Man DLC, and I also want to take a break for a bit. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.